I saw this because I'm a huge fan of Ariel Helwani.
And then we all are.
Yeah. And then he talked about you and your thing with Renato Moicano not taking the $200,000 from the UFC antitrust lawsuit.
So just so there's context for Brian, go to my clip on my. So Brian,
is this the Moicano thing?
Let me set the dinner table for you. So there's 700 fighters on the antitrust lawsuit.
Yeah.
I can give you the 3 or 4 names who didn't take the money. I'm not allowed to, but I know who they are. So what is that? About 99% of the fighters of the 700 are taking the antitrust lawsuit money.
Sure.
It's like whatever, $475 million. I know how much I'm getting. Moicano, he says 200,000. It was actually about 100,000. So he's a little off on that because I know how they break down the payments. But either way, he's turned down 6 figures, low 6 figures, but he's turning it down. So go ahead, Jen. Play my clip. Yeah.
Yep. Give me 1 sec. Let me refresh.
And Moicano responded to this. And for the record, I love Moicano.
I know.
He's a very smart guy too.
He's great.
He's very smart.
Moicano's great.
Yeah, he's very smart.
Moicano turns down $200K settlement check in a bizarre display of UFC solidarity. Here's the thing, Moicano. That money is getting allocated no matter what, buddy. No matter what. You being a company man and not taking it doesn't give you an inch of good grace with the UFC. This does not matter. There's guys that are more famous than you that are fighting right now that are taking their settlement. You will never make more money than when you fought Islam for the belt. That will never happen to you again. And your wife's fucking pregnant. You have a fucking young kid. You're never going to be champion. And you want to give up $200,000. Just so you know, Moicano, Dana bets with $200,000 every night. Like it ain't shit. So if you think in his mind, he's going, well, Moicano didn't take the money. Let's hook this guy up. You don't know the fucking world, dude. And you're in the fucking most cutthroat business in the world. And you're letting it pass you by. But you think you're being a good company man with a company that could give 2 fucks about you. It's mind-blowing. Renato Moicano turns down.
So let me say this before you go here, B. This is where people get confused. This isn't an anti-UFC, anti-Dana White rant. It's none of that. My whole point of saying all this.
You would have said this to Moicano beforehand. You would have said, dude, take the money. Here's why. Moicano's being a loyal guy.
It has nothing to do with Dana. So my whole thing on all this is Dana's going to do what's best for the business.
Yes.
And he's brilliant at it. And that's exactly what he should do.
Yes.
Know the game, know it's professional sports, and it's so cutthroat.
Yes.
So Dana's going to look out for the UFC, TKO, and himself, and he's the best to ever do it. And him betting $200,000 a night is credit to Dana because he's earned every fucking penny of that.
Yeah.
He's allowed to do that.
Yeah.
My point of bringing up he bets with $200,000 is, Moicano, you turning it down.
The money's already there.
It's being allocated whether you turn it down or not. Right. So it's so hard to make $100,000, $50,000, $150,000, $200,000. But you turning it down isn't because, I'm a man of dignity and I give people my word. It has none of that. You got to carry yourself like you're a business because Dana's conducting himself like he's a business.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
It's not personal.
But it's also not a knock on Dana White and the UFC. They've earned everything.
Yes.
And finally, someone kind of stuck up to them. They got a small slice of the pie. Yeah. And now you're not taking the pie. Dana would probably respect you more for taking it because he's a businessman.
I hope Dana
Moicano's here. Go down.
I hope Dana does reward Moicano for his loyalty. I hope that happens.
Excuse me? Define reward. He already rewarded him by giving him a fucking title shot.
Yeah.
So here's Moicano, who I absolutely adore. It has nothing to do with the UFC. I don't expect the UFC to treat me well because of this. The UFC is a company. A company doesn't like you. They want profit. Correct. And you're a company, Moicano. That's my message to you. You're no different than UFC. You are your own LLC. So you got to do what's best for you. Turn it down is not best for you. It's also not best for the UFC. Yeah. The money's already being allocated. So he goes, this is about principles. I knew about the deal. I signed the contract. A contract is nothing more than your word. I'm not going back on my word just to gain a financial benefit. I don't expect anyone to understand that.
He's a very honorable man. I
Love him.
I respect what
You know what
he's
it is,
saying.
though? You know what?
It might be a little naive.
Moicano is brilliant as far as like his financial and stuff.
Great.
He's a very smart guy.
He's also like, he's just such a.
But here's he's a great fighter. Yeah,
and great personality.
fighter. Yeah,
Great
he's
personality.
amazing.
Yeah.
His show's also called like Show Me the Money, which is insane. But meaning because he's not taking the money.
Yeah.
Even if you're financially set right now because you're active fighting, this all goes away.
Yeah.
And you saying, I'm a man of my principles, it's business. That's my point. It's business.
Yeah.
And Dana respects business decisions. Dana's looking at this and go, holy shit, the guy's not taking it. Now I can tell you one of the guys that's taking the money, I'll tell you off air, that will blow your mind. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? And I think he's just like, I don't give a fuck. They pay me enough.
Right.
You're gonna be like, no way.
Really?
Yeah, it's good for me because he's one of the biggest earners. So that money gets dispersed amongst the rest of us who
Wow.
are taking it.
Wow.
So do you? And he's financially, he's good.
He's good.
He's one of the most famous to ever do it. And he's going, either he's not aware of it
I think
or
I might know who it is.
I'll get in trouble if I
Okay.
told you who it is because
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to. He's very famous, made
Yeah.
a ton of money,
Yeah.
and he's going, I don't want that. Give it. You know what he might be doing? He might be going, give it to the other guys.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
in my heart. That's what I hope
Yeah.
he's doing.
Yep.
I hope he's not going, no, I'm a good company man. UFC paid me well. I don't need this money. I think because he's so financially set and has a lot of other incomes, he's going, give it to the other guys, man. They didn't get paid like I did.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm also naive.
I'm sure.
But I'm also a positive person.
I know who that is.
So what's our friend Ariel been saying here?
So, this is a little clip. Ariel and his team were talking about the thing that you're talking about with Hanato
Are they
Moicano.
being nice?
They're being cool, and that
like all
made
three
me
of those
so
guys.
happy. That made me so happy. So here we go.
Has Brendan Schaub been kind of cooking lately? I mean, I feel
Cooking.
like he's had a few bangers lately.
He's definitely had some bangers. I want to say the last banger he had, he was wearing the war hat as well.
Oh, wow. I don't know about that. I
Also,
saw
is it Blonde Brendan now?
Blonde Brendan is a thing, and perhaps that's been the difference. I saw him cooking with regards to the state of MMA media. A lot of people wanted me to weigh in on that. I was like, no, this is his time. Let him say his piece. And then
How about the shout outs for Pete Chuck, yourself?
PT Chuck, multiple shout outs for PT and Chuck.
And
Loved
Luke
it.
Thomas and Ariel.
Brendan's on one.
And then I saw him respond to Renato Moicano, but I wanted to listen to the Renato Moicano clip because I'll be honest, I didn't hear it. So Renato Moicano, I believe on his show said he didn't take the settlement money, the antitrust settlement money. Is this true?
That's correct.
Do we have the clip?
I remember my first fight in
Reaching your fair
UFC
market
was
value.
8-8, was 8-8 to fight. And then what they say is, hey, you know that 8-8, that was wrong with you because they take advantage of you. It's the same thing, you know? You have a girl and then somebody talk to the guy, hey, the guy abused you and this and that. So that's what I'm saying. And then they did the lawsuit and the fucking lawyer was calling me like every week.
Yeah.
And he was saying, hey, you have to sign that, you have to sign that. And even a girl went to the gym, to America Top. She said, hey, you have to sign that. I'm looking like to everybody that has the fair share. If you did not sign, they're going to split your money on the other fighters, you know. They're not going to get the money back.
Okay.
Of the 700 fighters, only 3 or 4 did not accept, but they don't say the
So
names.
you're one of only a handful.
Yes. I'm saying that because man, if you like what USA was created, like free market, you have to, it's the same thing that I was saying about Ben Askren, you know, you have to do your part of the deal, you know, you have to, you cannot take advantage of people. But the problem is the mindset of people now is UFC is fucking rich, they can do that, you know.
He's missing the point.
It's not like that, brother. You
He's
have
missing
to
it.
honor your part.
He's way
Okay, so a
off.
few things on that. And shout out to the Show Me the Money podcast.
It's called
Renato
Show Me the Money.
boys
He's
do a
turning
great
down the
job.
money.
Yes.
Keep going.
We have to consider the source. And what I mean by that is Renato Moicano is a brilliant human being. I don't use that word lightly.
Agree.
Like I think he is a brilliant human being.
Agree.
He is very smart when it comes to economics and business. We have exemplified that on the show. Whether you agree with his stance or not, he is very clearly a learned man, a smart man, an intelligent man, I think a brilliant human being. And so you have to consider the source. If this was just sort of any kind of Johnny-come-lately fighter who's weighing in, who maybe doesn't have the interest in economics, as clearly Moicano does, all right, then we say like, this guy's just trying to curry favor. This guy's just trying to hope that the UFC recognizes this and be a bootlicker. But he has his reasons. And so ultimately, we have to respect those reasons, those feelings. He didn't want to take the money. Do I think he should have? Absolutely. Do I think the UFC will punish any fighter who is active, who took the money? No. I don't. But he has his reasons. And so I say we respect that. Now on social media, Brendan posted this clip, and I actually agree with Brendan in the sense that, yeah, any fighter out there should take the money. I don't feel super strong about it. Like, do whatever you want. It's your life. It's your bank account. It's your family. It's your stance. God bless. If you feel strongly about it, then I respect it. Brendan posted UFC fighters turning down the antitrust lawsuit money is absolutely mind-blowing to me, to say the least, and then he posted the clip. Moicano responded to that saying it has nothing to do with the UFC. I don't expect the UFC to treat me well because of this. The UFC is a company. A company doesn't, quote unquote, like you. They want to profit. This is about principles. I knew about the deal. I signed the contract. A contract is nothing more than your word. I'm not going back on my word just to gain a financial benefit. I don't expect anyone to understand that.
He's missing the point.
And so again, he has his reasons. Ultimately, I don't think taking the money represents going back on your word.
Correct.
Or spitting in their face.
Correct.
Or not honoring your deal. It has just been deemed that you were owed a little bit more.
Legally.
Correct.
Here's the thing. Here's my take on this. This thing went through exhaustively the courts of the land.
10 plus years.
The courts of the land, after 10 years, have deemed the fact that this money is legally owned to you. In other words, you earned this money.
So it's not going back and going, well, the UFC is a big business now.
It doesn't make a
I'm taking advantage of
difference
them.
to the company or to Dana.
But then also, I hate to interrupt you, B, the thing is too, from McConnell goes, why sign this deal at 8 and 8? Like, oh, she got paid more. He's like, and now they're making money. I'm not going to take advantage of them. Buddy, they're taking advantage of you, as they should.
No, but
as
again,
Apple does, as all major businesses do, they get away with what they can. It doesn't make Dana a bad person. It makes him a good businessman.
Yeah.
Just like for Moicano, in this world of professional sports, you have to be a good businessman. This is why you don't see the defensive end from the Bengals, Hendricks. There's a reason why he's not reporting to camp. Because he knows how much money the Cincinnati Bengals are making.
Yeah.
He knows his worth, and he's going, I'm not reporting to camp until you pay me what I'm worth.
That is an economic consideration and what's called making a deal and saying, this is what I bring, the revenue I bring to your company.
Correct.
Therefore, I'm worth this particular
And now
percentage.
in football, they have more rights where they can get away with that. Fighters really don't. And if these lawyers, who shout out to them, didn't take this case on after 10 years and appeals and keep doing all this shit, and the brave fighters who put their necks out on the line, even though they got blowback at the time, if they didn't do this, none of this money would have been there. So it's different.
It's also the fact, again, that it has been deemed legally and exhaustively, after looking at all the factors, and agreed upon by the UFC and all parties, that this money is actually owed to you because it's what you earned. And so to not take it is ultimately doesn't make a lot of sense. I understand what he's doing. I understand that idea, but at the end of the day, it was exhaustively determined after looking at all factors.
This is the
that
fair
this
payout.
is actually your money.
And then remember this, B. Remember this. Look how many fighters support my take too. Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, of course.
Mayhem. I mean, all of them do.
Yeah.
Where I was going with this. I forget what I was going to say before I jump to that.
Either way, I think we've talked about this enough, but I mean, I would say that this is his money. He's owed it, and he should have taken it.
And my whole thing with McConnell, people are like, who are you to say he's never going to be champ? Sure, I get that. It's no shade on McConnell in any facet, but let's go through this. And this is where I came to my final kind of saying he's not going to be champ ever again. Look at the division he's in, 155. Look at his set of skills. He's very, very good. He's a fucking superstar, and he's an exciting fighter. But if you look at the 155-pound division, it's the toughest division in the world. And he got a title shot off somebody getting injured and couldn't make the fight, so they inputted him in because he was on the same card. If that never happens, he's probably not fighting for a championship. That's the reality. And I'm playing the odds here. The odds of any fighter fighting for a world championship is less than 1% of all the guys in the UFC.
Yeah.
It's actually like 0.1%. So my logic of that is saying, you made your biggest payday ever, bud. Are you set?
Yeah.
Are you financially all set? And also that money is money you've earned, buddy. You're not taking advantage of anybody. To Brian's point, this has been exhausted through the court of law, and these very high-powered lawyers and the judges in the courtroom went,
And the UFC.
This and the UFC all agreed this is what these guys earned. So you're not taking advantage.
And they've already factored that in their business plan. They're way ahead of this.
They're way this is a blimp on the radar.
And they're
They're
just
going,
moving ahead.
yeah, give them the money. Now remember,
It's off their books and they can move forward.
now
Actually, it
remember,
helps them.
must you forget this original lawsuit was for 1.7 billion dollars, and they settled for 400 something million. So UFC actually even won in this case.
Yeah.
Now, I know I sound like the guy from Shawshank Redemption when he gets that fucking money. And he's like, yeah, then I get to take the wife out and the kids are asking me for a ride. You know, they're giving me $10,000. I'm not being negative here. But if you look at the actual facts of it, we're all still being underpaid in the grand scheme of things. Sure. Whether you want to talk about Anderson Silva, if you want to talk about Conor McGregor, who's the most underpaid fighter of all time. So if you want to get really down to it, they settled. I wish they didn't settle. But again, I'm not in the gutters with these guys on the streets fighting this battle. Maybe they went, we settle now for this very low money, or we can keep fighting it so you can get delayed another 10 years. And then some of these fighters, really need it right now. So maybe, I don't know why they settled.
Right.
But the original plan, again, was billions of dollars.
There you go.
And they didn't just make that number up.
No.
They have the analytics, because I've talked to these guys, they have the analytics that said, this is actually what it should have been.
Right.
But we settled on this. Why they settled, that they know better, and I'm not hating on any of that. But they settled for a reason.
Right.
But originally, UFC actually made off pretty well here.
100%. 100%.
And to be honest, I was expecting nothing.
Right.
Remember, I was on the board. I was part of the group that brought Cerrone in, all that shit from the very get-go, because I'm like, yeah, we're owed more money. And then I was like, oh, man, it's exhausting. The fighters aren't really into it. So I backed off. This was a byproduct. I didn't even think about this lawsuit.
lawyers got a hold of it.
And then they call and go, hey, man, got a check coming out. Oh, fantastic. Good for you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. I'm only pissed I didn't get anything for being a fan. Put a lot of time in.
Yeah. Man.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And angst.